Jesuit was his ability to throw that breaking ball in there whenever he wanted to for a strike, and that makes it really, really difficult when a guy with a fastball like Seawald can flip that breaker in there as well.
And here's the first pitch, brought to you by New Orleans Spice Baseball. As Seawald faces Seward, and we're underway with the ball low. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Jacob Seward, who's just been brilliant this year. Everything you want in a leadoff hitter. Great on-base percentage, tremendous batting average at .461, no homers and 12 driven in, left-handed swinger. And a fastball over but low. And 2-0 the count. And you get a good idea about the velocity of Seawald right there. Outstanding fastball. Lights are on to start the ball game here tonight on a perfectly clear night at Kirsch-Rooney Stadium, a historic facility. And that's right down the middle, 2-1.
Seawald against Seward, 2 names that have been interchangeable as of late in the area.
Not by us. 2-1 the count. We've got an idea what we're looking at. Here's another pitch, and that's a strike call, so 2-2. And this is a typical at-bat for Jacob Seward. He will work the count. Prototypical leadoff man facing this big 6'5 right-hander who is committed to LSU. Mitch Seawald, fastball, breaking ball, an occasional change, the 2-2. And a loop line drive, base hit, left field. So Seward gets a fastball, claps all the way down to first base, and what a season he's had, and what a way he gets this game started for the Crusaders.
Let's take a look at tonight's building blocks to victory, presented by Gibbs Construction. For Brother Martin, get to the pen. Get Seawald out of the game as quick as possible. Get to that Rummel bullpen. Their chances will greatly increase. For the Rummel Raiders, get on top early and give Mitchell Seawald a lead to pitch with.
Owen McGee takes a breaker down and out for ball. McGee at 250, no homers. He's driven in 1 run on the year. Always a threat to bunt. Seward a threat to run. Good look at Owen McGee. As part of this outstanding Brother Martin lineup. The 1-0. Fastball in there for a strike call. Good pop of the mitt. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Seward down at first base. 2 stolen bases on the season. Rummel hopes for the double play ball. On 1-1. Another tap foul, and it's 1-2. Ducote is on deck.
This Brother Martin lineup is good as you'll see in 5A baseball. Really some nice athletes, nice hitters sprinkled throughout it.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes. You look at the Crusaders, and they hit .334 as a team. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Seawald brings it, and it's tapped foul, third base side, so it holds. And 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cody Ducote waits to hit next. Raiders play the hitter straight up defensively. Rummel in their home white uniforms, very attractive look. Snap throw to first, runner back. Crusaders, the visiting team, in their crimson tops tonight. The colorful teams that have comprised what was the Catholic League and hopefully will be again in the near future. Ground ball towards second. Spencer Veit has to wait on it. Will go to his brother for 1, and that's all Rummel will get on the slowly hit ball to second base. So you exchange base runners on a 4-6 putout.
Good job there by Spencer Veit of realizing that the ball was not hit hard enough to turn a double play, seeing it in, getting a nice feed to his brother Ray over at second base for the force out.
Here's Cody Ducote. Just an outstanding prospect. The junior at 5'10", 185, 396 with a homer, 27 driven in, and there's a breaker that just missed from Seawald, 1-0. You get an idea of the respect that Seawald has for Ducote with a first pitch off speed pitch. McGee a lead. Tapper foul, third base side. And it's Zach Schmidt over in foul territory, and the count is even. And 1 ball and a strike. Raiders have Goodwin in left, Hale center, Hannon right, Schmidt third, Ray Veit short, Spencer Veit is at second. The first baseman for Rummel is Sinibaldi with Migliore doing the catching.
Cody Ducote, one of the top catching prospects in his class statewide.
Fisted foul back to the screen. That fastball got in on the hands. That stings, and it's 1-2. Love Cody Ducote. Love handsome Monica over at St. Paul's. Just looking at catching prospects in this area. Those are 2 very good ones. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ready once more, Seawald. And a check swing foul. Migliore gets to it. Another off-speed pitch. It holds at 1-2. flags are whistling across toward left field, so anything to right won't get a lot of help. Anything to left will get pushed toward the fences here, which are substantial at Kershorty. 325 to the power alleys, 370 to the alleys, 325 down the line, 400 to center. Here is a pop-up left field side, carrying foul and unplayable. So it holds in a ball and 2 strikes. So again, 325 down the lines, 370 to the gaps, 400 to center, and the wind blowing out toward left field here this evening. We've had some windy days here in the past few days in the New Orleans area. Tonight is no exception. The 1-2. Ducote checked on a breaker, and that's, nope, they say went around. So Ducote out on strikes, fooled by the breaking ball from Seawald. And again, if he gets ahead of the count, Danny, you have to look fastball. And if he throws you that breaker, you can't help but start the hands.
Makes it really tough. You got to gear up and be ready for Seawald's fastball. So like we said earlier, when he can throw that breaking ball in there, change up, something off speed, it makes it really difficult.
Rivers Frederick takes a hot one right through there. It's 0-1. Seawald 58 strikeouts in 41 innings coming in, to give you some perspective on the nature of the numbers of a true power pitcher. Frederick, an outstanding hitter at 410, 2 homers, 35 driven in. LSU Eunice commitment, and he takes another heater for a strike, and it's 0-2. If you're wondering about Seawald, he's going to sit anywhere from low end of 87, high end of 91 throughout the course of the night. No balls and 2 strikes on Frederick. McGee away from first. Seawald to the plate. And a swing and a foul right side out of play. A little bit late, but stays alive. You look at McGee as he returns to first base. Still 0-2 on Frederick. McGee with no stolen bases on the season. Straight away for Frederick, who has power to all fields. On 0-2. And a swing and a hard hit ball towards short, but Ray Veit recovers off the boot and makes the play unassisted at second. The inning is over, and in the inning, no runs and a hit, no errors, and 1 man stranded. As we enter the bottom of the first, it's Brother Martin nothing, Rummel coming to the plate. So after the leadoff single to Seward, Seawald, who towers above his teammates, that's pretty noticeable, takes care of business the rest of the way. And you wonder how big this young man's going to get, Danny. A year ago we saw him, he was 6'3" and 170. This year he's 6'5", 206. And he may grow yet, which is a scary thought. He already gets a good over-the-top plane with that 6'5" frame.
He does, and that's what the prospects are really excited about. They salivate over the fact of what he looks like now and where they see him a few years down the road, and that's why people are talking about him in regard to the Major League Baseball draft. He could get drafted. It's going to be interesting to see because they see that body and they see the potential.
Here's the batting order for the Archbishop Rummel Raiders, presented by First NBC Bank. Scott Hale leads it off in center field. Zach Schmidt, the second hole hitter at third base. Ray Veit at shortstop. Justin Sinibaldi, the cleanup hitter at first baseman. Spencer Veit at second base hits fifth. Ross Prudensky, the DH, hits sixth. Tyler Hannon, the seven-hole hitter, is in right field. Batting eighth and catching is Scott Migliore. Hitting ninth and left field will be Rich Goodwin. And on the mound for Rummel is Seawald. And, of course, this Rummel lineup is facing the outstanding right-handed offerings of young Corey Giacone. What an impressive freshman he is. 6 feet, 199. And the numbers speak volumes about his maturity level already, Danny.
6-1 record, 1.92 ERA. Really a nice-looking freshman pitcher for Brother Mark. You'll be hearing this young man's name for years to come.
Good motion, very deceptive changeup. First pitch on the way, that's high for a ball to Scott Hale, who's hitting at 262, no homers and 13 RBIs. Hale led off the first matchup against Giacone with a base hit, scored the only Rummel run. He takes one for a strike outside corner of the knees. Has a very good changeup to go with a breaking ball and a fastball. Good command of the strike zone. Giacone, 17 strikeouts, but only 6 walks as he chops this to third. Schmidt will throw out Hale for out number one. So Giacone gets Hale to start the bottom of the first inning. And that will bring Zach Schmidt to the plate. So here's Schmidt, two-sport star basketball player of note for the Raiders as well as Hale heads to the dugout. Schmidt stand in against Giacone, hitting at 241. No homers and 4 driven in. The pitch right through there for a strike call. Giacone works quickly. That game we did for radio the first time these two teams played just flew by with Giacone and Zach Fiak going against each other. Off speed, beat foul, and that's the pattern. He will get ahead, and then he'll work off speed, and he gets you out in front with regularity.
He does, and he pitches to contact, which is great to be a defender behind a guy that throws like Ciccone, because you're involved in the game. You're always on your toes. You know he's going to pitch to contact, and you're going to have to play good defense behind him. That's the guy that you love to play defense behind.
On 0-2, another. And he just missed the outside edge. Right where the catcher set up Ciccone off the plate, but it tells you about the impeccable command that Ciccone has. And it's 1-2.
Good look at head coach Mark Wisniewski.
Swing and a foul tip into the mid, held on to by Ciccone, which is tough to do, and that's the first strikeout for Ciccone for the second out of the inning.
Do you speak fresh? At Robert Fresh Market, you can buy freshly made sushi, find fresh, locally grown and organic produce, along with a vast assortment of signature catering items. Stop into one of the 3 Robert Fresh Market stores today.
Ray Veit fouls one to the screen. It's 0-1. Ray, best hitter on the team, 348, 4 homers, 24 RBI for the LSU Eunice commitment. No balls and a strike on Veit. Another. Missing the outer edge, 1-1. He just gets in a rocking chair. You just don't see freshmen like this. Catches the ball, look at him. He's ready to go. And the 1-1 pitch is on the way. Tap foul. Good sink on that pitch. Pretty obvious. 1-2.
He does a great job at throwing multiple pitches for strikes. You know, when you talk about basketball, you hear people use the word tempo. I like to use the word tempo in baseball as far as a pitcher. Getting the baseball, getting on the bump, being ready to throw, keeping your defenders on their toes behind you. So tempo is just as important in baseball as it is in other sports.
1-2. Fisted in the air. Ate him up. First baseman there. Making the play, LaHare, and a very good inning for Ciccone. In the bottom of the first. Nothing across for the Raiders. We played 1. No score. And you are watching the first NBC Prep Baseball Showcase on WHNO, Channel 20.
W Productions to find out how. Call myself at 504-481-5.
Matchups you dream of right here. LSU commitment, Mitch Seawald. LSU commitment, Greg Dykman. One a senior, one a sophomore. Dykman, 407. The sophomore with 9 home runs, 33 driven in. Tremendous left-handed hitter. What a future he has. There's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Outside 2-1. So a couple of future teammates, a couple of years apart at LSU. Good look at Greg Dykman. Already committed to LSU as a sophomore. As mentioned, here's the 2-1. Fouled off the catcher, and it's 2-2. LaHare and center will follow. Smooth swing. Keeps that bat through the zone for quite some time so he can drive it to all fields. 2 balls, 2 strikes leading off the top of the second of a scoreless game. Seawald to Dykman. Got him. What a pitch.
Great job there, Mitch Seawald coming in on the inner third, putting it right on Dykman's hands.
Second strikeout of the game for Mitch Seawald.
It's the Protein Rush second inning for dramatic muscle building morning, noon, and night. Protein Rush distributed locally by Southern Eagle.
Strike call to Daniel LaHare obvious early on that Seawald has his good fastball here tonight. LaHare at 356, 2 homers, 14 driven in. Oh, what a nasty breaking ball that was. And it's 0-2. That is your basic 12-6 breaking ball there. That dropped out of sight.
Falling off a table.
On 0-2. Smart pitch, tried to climb the ladder on him and get in the chase. He would not. It's 1-2. Change that eye level. Change velocity. Ahead in the count. Make the hitter guess on 1-2. And oh my, where was that? Pretty good pitch on 1-2 on the breaker from Seawald. 2-2. LaHare lives to see another. Very impressed with the downward slope of that breaking ball that Seawald has tonight to go along with a good heater. No chance. Just threw the fastball right by him for out number 2. Strikeout number 3 for Seawald, who looks very good early on.
He's on top of his game, as he has been for most of the season. Really a nice-looking prospect. It's going to be fun to see him in purple and gold next year.
Peyton center at 243, a homer, 17 driven in for Peyton on the year. Breaker down and out, 1-0. We've seen some first pitch breaking balls. I think that's the 4th one he's thrown here to 7 hitters.
Well, that just makes it so difficult.
Pass strike, it's 1-1.
Like you mentioned, you have to gear up and be prepared for that plus fastball, and then when he can flip off-speed pitches in there as well, it's tough on a high school hitter. This is a major arm on the mound for Rummel.
And here's a drive to center, a base hit for Peyton center. He centered that fastball and drove it into center for a 2-out single here in the 2nd inning, and that's the 2nd hit for the Crusaders. Center shows you his hitting ability in great shape there.
Nice job of Peyton center, not trying to do too much with it, taking it where it's pitched. Nice tough at bat for the Brother Martin Crusader offense by Peyton center.
So with 2 outs and a runner at first base, here's Bryce Johnston, 2-sport star. Took it high for a ball, football player as well for the Crusaders. 214, no homers, and he's driven in 6 on the year. A lot of speed. Center down at first. The 1-0. Missing away, 2-0. No score, top of the 2nd here. Crusaders and the Raiders from historic Kirsch-Rooney Stadium, and a good crowd, as you might imagine, on hand here tonight. On 2-0. Inside and high, 3-0. So Seawald showing some signs here of being a little bit off of his game. Battle is on deck. 3 balls and no strikes to count. 3-0 and ball 4. So 2 on with 2 outs. Here's a 2-out rally in progress for Brother Martin.
You don't see that very often. A 4-pitch walk out of Mitch Seawald. So Brother Martin with some cooking here. 2 outs.
And Blake Battle, not your typical 9-hole hitter, comes in. 313 on the year with no homers and 20 driven in. And a chance to put Brother Martin on top. Time call. There goes Migliore to the mound to talk with his big right-hander. And they finish their visit. Very quick one, and back behind the plate goes Migliore.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Gibbs Construction, a leader in the construction industry in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast for 35 years. Builders of the New Orleans Arena and the Ilario Center, transforming dreams, visions, and plans into reality. Gibbs Construction.
First pitch, breaking ball again. He started a lot of hitters with it. Falls behind 1-0 to Battle. And again, I think a lot of that is to give them something to think about, aside from the fact that this is a good hitting team. 1-0 the count. There's a good look at Blake Battle. Migliore, the sign. Seawald to the plate. Hot one for a strike. It's 1-1.
Well, with these BB Core bats, runs are tough to come by. We've seen that all year long in District 9, 5A. So they have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. This is a big at-bat for Blake Battle and Brother Martin.
On 1-1. Seawald with a check in the pitch. Just missed low. 2-1. Zone a little bit small early on in this game. 2 balls and a strike. Good look at the runner at second. That's center. Got this 2-out rally started with a solid single to center field. Johnston at first has speed. Battle ahead of the count, 2-1. Time call. Picture perfect night here at Kirsch-Rooney Stadium. Blessed to be here. Seawald on 2-1. And back to the screen with a High fastball, and it's 2-2.
He ran that one right in on Battle's hands. Battle just able to foul it off. But 2 strikes now. We'll see if Seawald can try to put him away and end this little Brother Martin rally that we're seeing here.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Grounded up the middle to second. Spencer Vite drops the ball. Everybody's safe. Throw to third, runner back. Boy, that is not something you're accustomed to seeing. That was not a tough chance on a high hopper, and it really creates a 2-out opportunity for the Crusaders on the error by Vite.
Now the baseball brought him right towards the bag, and it looked like he just took his eye off of it. He was trying to see where he was in regard to being able to catch it and step on the bag, took his eye off of it, and the baseball was on the ground. Everybody's safe.
And Brother Martin's leading hitter will come up with a big situation as Jacob Seward, who singled solidly to left his first time bats with the bases loaded and 2 outs. And a great chance for the Crusaders. A hit, a walk, and an error have created this mess for Seawald, who has to bear down now. It's time call. Seawald had 18 pitches in the first. He's really being extended here in the second inning. Now ready the pitch. And a fly ball into left center field should end the inning. Center fielder there. Hale will put it away. Seawald pitches out of trouble. Crusaders strand them loaded. No runs and a hit. 1 error, 3 stranded. They've left 4. Bottom of the second. No score on the first NBC Prep Baseball Showcase.
Special guest, our first one of the night, with head football coach for the Rummel Raiders, Jay Roth. Jay, you start spring practice in a couple of weeks. You had a little bit of an off year a couple of years ago. You bounced back last year. What are you expecting this year?
Well, we get 10 days in spring starting May 7th. So we got some young guys offensively on the offensive line and defensive line we got to work with. But we got some good numbers. So I'm looking forward to keep this little bounce back going on.
You sit up in the stands, and I know you got some football players out there in the field. Do you ever sit up there as a coach and cringe every time one of them maybe slides a little bit too hard in the second or dives for a ball in the hole?
No, because I don't know enough about baseball to get nervous about it. So I just enjoy the game. I listen to other people in the stands. I don't know enough to get nervous about it.
Okay, back up to you guys. Thanks, Jay.
One of the things I've always admired about Jay, he's one of the most honest, low-key guys you'll ever imagine. He tells the truth. He doesn't know enough about the game. No score here in the bottom of the second. Justin Sinibaldi leading off in a count of 2-1. Justin, a nickel stay commitment at 342, no homers and 18 driven in.
I think it's
fouls it right side.
It's probably more the other way around when Nick Monica has to watch the baseball players put those pads on in the fall and hope that they still get to him come January.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Sinibaldi, and another breaking ball beat on the ground for a base hit up the middle. So Justin Sinibaldi did exactly what we talked about in the pregame with Nick Monica. Got to keep your hands back against this pitcher, Giacone, because he's not going to knock the bat out of your hands. He will change speeds and locate well, and if you keep your hands back, you can do just what Sinibaldi did.
Absolutely. You almost have to face Giacone as if he were a left-hander, because whenever you face a left-hander, you're always trying to take it back through the middle, opposite field, and it's really the same premise against a spot-up type righty where you want to use the middle of the field like Sinibaldi just did.
Spencer Vite fouling one back to the screen. He's trying to go to right. It's 0-1. You can expect between these teams, in particular on the Rummel side, to see bunts. Runners get on and try to advance runners. Raiders have struggled to hit against the better pitching this year, just 246 as a team. 0-1 the count. Spencer Veit is a talented sophomore. Sinibaldi at first, the Nicholls State commitment. With a lead. A throw over there, of course. Justin, son of Armand Sinibaldi, a good friend. He's an outstanding pitcher at Holy Cross. Went on to UNO. No balls and a strike on Spencer Veit. Giacone does a good job of holding runners. Showing bunt, taking the ball. Ducote to first, safe. Cody Ducote will throw to any base at any time, and Giacone slide steps to the plate. You're not going to run on this combination.
You got to be extremely careful. You got to pick your spots to run if you're going to attempt to do so. But like you said, this is more of a situation with Ducote's arm where you want to hit and run to advance runners. You want to sacrifice guys over because it's tough to run on Cody Ducote's arm.
Away, and it's 2 balls and a strike now to Spencer Veit. We're in the bottom of the second. No score here at Kirsch-Rooney Stadium.
Especially with this right-handed hitter in there. Ducote's got that wide open lane to throw down the first, as you just saw.
2-1. Try to go to right, and it's 2-2. So he's tried twice to go that way, which is the prescribed situation here. Unable to do so. 2-2. Nick Monica coaching at third for the Raiders. Lee Roussel down at first. Good look at Spencer Veit. Promising future, just a sophomore. Time called by the hitter. Yes, he is the brother of Ray Veit, the shortstop. What a treat they've had playing together for the last couple of years. There's Nick Monica down at third, hoping for some traffic on 2-2. Giacone away. Ducote, another snap throw to first, not close. And now full 3-2. If you're Nick Monica, do you start the runner in this situation and have confidence that Spencer Veit will put it in play? Or take ball 4? Tough situation. I don't know that you can do so against this combination. Not going. And a looping line drive into left center field toward the gap is going to paint the gap. That's a hit for Veit. Rounds first, on his way for second. Throw toward third, not in time. It's a ringing double for Spencer Veit, and here come the Raiders.
Spencer Veit really getting into that one. Hit it hard into the left center gap, stand-up double, and Rummel's in business with nobody out.
Well, Veit hit it where they weren't. Painted the gap in left center field. Good job by Seward to cut it off. That prevents a run from scoring. Brother Martin had a real chance in the top of this inning. Rummel has a great chance now with 2 in scoring position with no out for Ross Budensky. That was another case where the hitter kept his hands back. If you watch that replay, the pitch, Budensky took a strike. It's 0-1. Budensky 244, but he's driven in 22 on the year, so a good RBI man for the Raiders.
Rummel's hitter showing a good approach thus far against Giacone.
Down a ball, 1-1. And I was going to ask you that, Danny. You're seeing a guy for a second time. How much of an advantage is that?
It's definitely an advantage. There's no doubt about that. You know what he likes to do. You know what his out pitches are. You feel more comfortable facing him.
There's a line drive, base hit, center field. Runner at second made it get down. He's going to have to stop at third. Scoring on the play is Sinibaldi, and the Raiders take a 1-0 lead.
A good base running right there by Sinibaldi to be back at the base. And that's the rule. Less than 2 outs, ball in the air, back to the base. Sinibaldi doing a nice job there. The ball falls in, he scores easy.
Ross Budensky driving in his 23rd run. And he kept his hands back and just went right back through the box.
You see it again there in the Robert Fresh Market replay. Another good job of using the middle of the field. And you can tell that these Rummel hitters have a plan here tonight at Kirsch-Rooney.
Nobody out. Tyler Hannon bats .229. He's driven in 10 on the year. Runners at the corners. He's bunting, and he pops it up. First baseman will catch it. And that's a huge out for the Crusaders. Hannon pops up the bunt. And I know a lot of people are wondering, why do you bunt there? First and third, nobody out. Again, this is a team that has to build innings, Danny, and they don't have many big innings. And in that first game against Brother Martin, they had a chance for that big inning in the first inning and left the bases loaded, scoring just 1, and that was the key for Giacone.
I like the call there. First and third, you've got a speedy guy at the plate. You get that bunt down. He was trying to push it to the right side. You would have scored the run from third easily, and you would have at least moved the runner from first in the scoring position. So really a nice aggressive call by Nick Monica here early in the game.
Nick Leori late on the fastball. He's a 197 batter with 10 RBI. 0-1 outside equals the count at 1-1. Brother Martin hopes for the double play ball to get them out of the inning. 1-1 the count. on 1-1. Here it is. And a hard hit ball off the glove of center. That will score a run. The play is to first, safe there. That should be an infield hit and an RBI for Migliore, and the Raiders take a 2-0 lead. Hard hit ball by Migliore. They're seeing the ball well from Giacconi this time around, Danny.
They're seeing it real well. Rummel's hitters probably look as sharp as we've seen them all year long, and that's great news for Nick Monica heading into the state playoffs. You'll see it again on the Robert Fresh Market replay. There's Migliore, the big catcher for the Rummel Raiders, hitting it hard down towards center at third. Dykeman comes in behind center and still made the play close at first just because of the outstanding arm that shortstop Greg Dykeman has for Brother Martin.
Rich Goodwin took a strike. Runners first and second, still only one out. Is a good look at Ridge. 232, a homer, 10 driven in. He's getting on base quite a bit of late for the Raiders in that 9 spot. Late there, and it's 0-2. But that's an example of keeping the hands back like that. He was late because they've taken a different approach tonight, and it's the right approach. No balls and 2 strikes on Goodwin. Hale is on deck. 1-2 now. Pinch runner at first. Dustin Mathern runs for the catcher, Scott Migliore. Giacconi on 1-2. And he fouls it. Ridge Goodwin staying alive.
Well, you can see these Rummel hitters, even when they don't put the ball in play, they're getting good cuts. They're getting good looks at the baseball tonight.
Holding at a ball and 2 strikes. 2 runs are home for Rummel. Here in the bottom of the second, holding a 2-0 lead over Brother Martin. 1-2. Kept his hands back nicely there on the off-speed breaking pitch. Again, it's a noticeably different approach. I did the game 12 days ago, and they clearly have made adjustments.
And that's what good teams and good programs do. You can bet that Rummel has practiced and put themselves in this position. It's not just happening.
On 1-2. High, 2-2. This is a good at-bat by Goodwin. Well behind in the count, he's battled back to even.
That's important early in the game. You can make these starters throw a lot of pitches, get into bullpens. Your chances to win always go up.
On 2-2. Struck him out. Good pitch by Giacconi. Outer edge. That's a big strikeout. His second of the game. 2 gone.
If you want to save up to 40% on auto insurance, call former Shaw and LSU pitcher Chase Dardo with State Farm Insurance. You can also get auto, homeowners, and life insurance, banking, and financial services. Call Chase at 504-861-4529 or visit chasedardar.com.
Outstanding player at his time at Archbishop Shaw was Chase Dardar. Fouled out of play by Scott Hale. It's 0-1. Hale grounded the third his first time. Our scholar athlete for Rummel tonight, Scott Hale. A good look at him, the center fielder. And a ground ball to the first baseman. Nice job by LaHare, unassisted to the bag, inning over, but Rummel bats 7, and they played 2 runs on 4 hits. No errors. Strand 2. Their first 2 left after 2. Raiders 2, Crusaders nothing on the first NBC Prep Baseball Showcase.
Tonight's game is brought to you by First NBC Bank, where we pride ourselves on stability and soundness, high-quality service, long-term relationships, credibility, and efficiency. Stop by one of our 16 branches. First NBC Bank, come experience the difference.
Seawald starts the third, gets ahead of McGee 0-1, who grounded into a fielder's choice his first time. 41st pitch for Big Mitch in the game, who leads by 2 now. That's overmatching the hitter there, 0-2. Different approach against Sewald, and you might want to talk about that after this pitch. Totally different approaches we're talking about as hitters tonight against these respective pitchers. 0-2. Hits it towards second. Spencer Vita, convenient hop, throws him out. One gone. And Danny, my point is, against Giacone, Rummel saw him before. You've got to keep your hands back because he's not going to throw high 80s like a Sewald will or low 90s. Sewald, on the other hand, facing him, you've got to get the hand started, don't you?
You do. You've got to gear up for that fastball. You've got to respect his ability to throw the ball right by you in some cases. So you've got to gear up and be ready to go against a Mitchell Sewald. Against Giacone, it's totally different. You want to stride, load up, stay on that backside, let the ball travel, use the middle of the field, the opposite field, and that's what Brother Martin and Rummel will need to do tonight against both of these young men.
Dakota, a strike called, struck out his first time around swinging on a breaking ball, and he was fooled by. Dakota doesn't get fooled much. He's awfully good. The 0-1. Breaker down again, 1-1. But again, you see the good movement on his breaking ball. I like that tilt he's getting.
That's when it's tough, when he can throw them both around the zone.
1-1. Breaker down and out, 2-1. Frederick on deck. Sunset arriving here in the City Park region of New Orleans. 2-0 Rummel, top of the third. Brother Martin batting. And Dakota ahead 3-1 now. Sewald has struck out 3. He has walked 1. Behind Dakota, 3-1. Here comes the heater. And there's a ball hit in the right center field, and it's got some gap to it. Base hit Dakota, and he'll stop at first with a one-out single here in the third. Boy, he's a good player. You fall behind Dakota, I don't care how hard you throw. He's going to get to your fastball most of the time, and he did there.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Big Easy Scooters. Want a new exciting way to zip around the city? Big Easy Scooters offers sales, service, and rentals on the leading brands. Come see us at 3926 Magazine. Call us at 269-6465 or visit our website at bigeasyscooters.com.
And a throw to first, chasing the runner back. That's pinch runner Christian Valaton. A good look at Christian running at first for Dakota as Rivers Frederick bats and takes a hot one for a strike call. Frederick grounded into a fielder's choice his first trip to the plate. 0-1 the count.
Good look at Rivers, the star right fielder for the Crusaders.
Chops it toward third. Schmidt waits on it, gets it to second. Strong throw for 1. Back to first. Not enough time. So Frederick, who runs well, beats a rapid first. Rummel gets the force play. Schmidt to Spencer Veit for the second out. Valaton erased.
Well, the biggest thing defensively against, behind, I should say, a Mitchell Sewald is just to make the routine plays. Just be behind and make the routine plays. Don't try to do too much. He'll take care of a lot by himself on the mound.
Dykeman tardy on the fastball, 0-1. Dykeman struck out looking his first time. What a tremendous player he is, though. A good look at Greg. And again, an illustration of what it's like to be in the New Orleans area. Greg is a brilliant player at Brother Martin. Laid off with a breaker, 1-1, and his father is a graduate of Archbishop Rummel. 1-1 the count. So ties in that family. Cut deep to both sides. 1-1 the count. Good people. Terrific young man and terrific young hitter. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner at first. That's Frederick. And the pitch low, and it gets away from Migliore, and he can't find it. That should be a pass ball. And that allows a runner to get in the scoring position.
Had an opportunity to talk with Mark Wisniewski, Brother Martin, before the game about Greg Dykeman. I said, Coach, have you seen a player this young with this kind of power? 9 home runs, hitting massive shots out of parks all over the area. He said, Blair Barbier. That's the last guy that he's seen with this type of power this early in his career.
Interesting that you had mentioned that, because I asked Mark Wisniewski, Ed Daniels and I were talking to him at the last Brother Martin Rummel game about just how good this kid is. More in a moment. 2-1. Fastball. Ooh, my. 3-1 the count. Again, look at Migliore turn around and ask the home plate umpire. It's been a bit of a small zone here, frankly, early in this game. Pretty good pitch. You don't get that. It's going to be tough against a hitter like this. There is a base open. Sewald does not have to give in here. on 3-1. Jammed him a bit, and it's full 3-2.
He had a good cut at that, and you could kind of see his reaction after he fouled it off. He wishes he had that one back, I promise you.
Because that was starting to tail back toward the center of the plate. So full 3-2 on Dykeman. Runner at second and 2 outs here in the top of the third. Rummel Martin trying to cut into that 2-0 deficit. Lights jockey around with a runner at second. Now back off, and Seawall with a payoff to Dykeman. Got him. Just overmatched him. Great fastball. Takes care of Dykeman. Fourth strikeout for Seawall. No runs, a hit. And a runner stranded there fifth. Bottom of the third coming. Rummel 2-0 over Rummel Martin on the first NBC Prep Baseball Showcase.
Let's meet the Wally Pontiff Jr. Ultimate Student Athletes. Tyler Zomjan of Rummel Martin. He's a junior of 4.53 grade point average. 35 on his ACT. And he's going to take it again to go for that perfect score. And Scott Hale of Archbishop Rummel. He's a senior, a 3.45 GPA. The Wally Pontiff Jr. Ultimate Student Athletes. Want to congratulate those two young men on getting the job done on and off the baseball diamond.
Thanks to Wally Pontiff for sponsoring that. And Scott Hale's a fine young man. Great future. Tyler Zomjan. Yeah, it's a shame he couldn't get that test score aced. You know what I mean? Zach Schmidt leads it off, bottom of the third, and he hits one into center field. That's a base hit. So the Raiders continue to swing it well against Giacone as Schmidt has a leadoff single here in the third. The only question mark about this Rummel team, Danny, is their ability to swing the bats. They play pretty good defense, and they pitch extremely well. And their pitching depth is deep.
Well, hitting is contagious. You know, as you always hear out there, hitting's contagious, and you're seeing that tonight. They're starting to feel a lot better about themselves at the plate. They're getting some confidence, and this could be a real nice spark for Rummel heading into the 5A playoffs.
Normally a bunt for Rummel, but not with Ray Veit up, their best hitter. Takes a strike call, and Veit popped to first his first time up there. Probably give him a chance to swing away here. He has 4 home runs on the year. Bunch him towards center. Veit took it away, and it's 1-1. I'm a little bit surprised at the depth of their outfielders. This kid has really good power, and as you look at their outfield depth right now, Danny, they're pretty shallow for Ray Veit, aren't they?
They are, because he's got the ability to really get into it.
And he hits one to the right side. Nice stop, Battle made an outstanding play, but safe at second. The runner was flashing right across Dykeman, and I think he collided with the ball as he got there. It's a fielder's choice. I don't think you can give an error there. That's a tough chance. A really good play by Battle to begin with.
Nice play. Very nice play by Battle. Showing good range over there in the second base spot. You'll see it again here in the Robert Fresh Market replay. Hard ground ball by Ray Veit. Battle does a great job, leaves his feet, and Dykeman just not able to hang on to it as the runner came at the same time as the baseball.
Tough error for Battle. Runners first and second, nobody out. Sinibaldi is bunting, and he gets it down, but right in front of the plate, Ducote throws, safe at third. Great slide by Schmidt away from the tag. Throw was slightly high, and the Raiders, building an inning, load the bases with nobody out on the fielder's choice.
Brother Martin in a tough spot right here. You know, you have to agree with the decision right there by Cody Ducote, because the ball was bunted. He got to it quick. It was right out in front of him. And like you mentioned, the throw probably just wasn't quite where it needed to be. A good job, though, by center down at third. If you saw, he held that tag on him to try to see if he would come off the base, but he stayed on there.
Well, the Raiders making him work very hard. And the meeting at the mound ensues. Ream Benefits is your local employee benefits specialist, offering individual and group insurance, health, life, disability, dental, vision, and more. If you're a business owner and want to receive a free benefits assessment, call 5897 Reeve Benefits LLC. I can vouch for the proprietor. And I was not paid to say that. He is, after all, my friend, my neighbor, trusted cohort. Here's the throw by Ducote, slightly high, Danny.
Yeah, you could see it just kind of got away from him a little bit, and it was going to need to be right on the money. And there you see, like I mentioned, center doing a good job of keeping the tag on him to try to see if he would come off the backside of the base, but able to hang on tightly. And Rummel with a great opportunity right here.
Right, and a good cut at that. Again, kept the hands back and fouled it back. It's 0-1. Spencer doubled to the gap and left center his first time. It's a big situation in the game. Brother Martin cannot afford to let this one get away too much with Seawald on the mound. 0-1 to count on Spencer Veit. By the way, an outstanding slide by Schmidt and a great job of keeping his hand on the backside of that bag. Fouled third base side by Nick Monica, jammed on the pitch, and now Veit in the hole 0-2. Rummel's had a chance to have some big innings this year, and they've been in situations like this and have missed a few big opportunities, and you know they want to take advantage here as we look at Schmidt down at third, down and out, 1-2. Raiders with 5 hits, about at the Crusaders 5-3 thus far. Each team with an error. 1-2. And a hard hit, base hit, right field, Spencer Veit. Frederick Bobbles recovers. They're going to send the runner, and he's safe at home. So the Raiders take a 4-0 lead as Spencer Veit drives home the runs. And again, I have no doubt that Rummel is completely adjusted to how Ducote pitches. No question they've made a tremendous adjustment having seen the first game, Dan.
They have, and Mark Wisniewski realizes it, and he's going to take a trip out to the mound. You'll see it again here in the Robert Fresh Market replay. Veit doing a great job of keeping his hands back and driving it the other way. A couple of RBIs for that young man. The big bases loaded single.
And that's going to result in a pitching change for the Crusaders. So Ducote's night will end here in the bottom of the third inning, and the Crusaders will go to the bullpen trying to keep this game in contact. And the Crusaders will bring in the big right-hander Jacob Brooks, who's been an outstanding starter for them this year, and he comes in relief to try to keep this game where it's at. A 4-0 game here in the bottom of the third inning.
This pitching change is brought to you by Rhino Shield of Louisiana. A Rhino Shield pitching change.
Crusaders dugout, and there's Jacob Brooks. Big young man, 6'2", 270, and a junior. Jacob Brooks has had a very good year, as mentioned. He's been a starter. 5-2 record on the year. He has a 3.12 earned run average. He's thrown 42 2/3 innings, second highest on the team. He's allowed 19 earned runs on the year. 41 hits in those 42 2/3 innings. He's walked 22 and struck out 16. As Brooks, they've had 253 against him. I've seen Jacob pitch a couple of times this year. He'll be mid-80s with that fastball. Throws a good breaking ball as well. As mentioned, he's been one of their 3 starters that's done a good job this year. Ducote and Zamjan and Brooks among those. And what should be mentioned about Brother Martin is the relative youth of this team. This is a very young team with a very, very good future.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Kenny. All those guys that you see on your screen right now are coming back next year. Brother Martin is going to be ready to go in 2013.
Monday nights on WHNO Sports. Join us for Sports NOLA TV. Brian Alley Walsh and Torrance Small join me each week to break down the latest local sports happenings. That's Sports NOLA TV next Monday at a special time of 5 p.m. here on WHNO TV. Ross Budensky fouls the first pitch from Brooks off at 0-1, so he goes up swinging. No bunt here. Rummel with a 4-run lead. You can be a little bit aggressive now with the 4-run lead rather than playing for the small end.
Playing to break it open now, absolutely.
And Budensky drove in a run his first time, took a breaking ball in the dirt, 1-1. He singled sharply to drive in a run his first time, his 23rd RBI of the year. So he's been very good in producing runs as Ducote looks over to Mark Wisniewski, gives him the pitch sign on 1-1. And a ball hit foul to right. 1-2 to Badensky. Hannon is on deck. Raiders with a pair in the second, a pair here in the third. Rummel trying to finish in a tie for second with Brother Martin at 9-5-8. 1-2. And a looping line drive into right center field. Center fielder is there. Good job by Seward to make the catch for out number one. Seward had him played shallow and had him played right. And that's why he was able to get to that ball with his speed.
His speed is outstanding. I don't know if you could really appreciate the speed that he just showed on television, but he was moving. A really nice job there by Jacob Seward of covering ground out in center field. He's one of the best center fielders in the area, no doubt.
Tyler Hannon popped up a bunt his first time. Stretch pitch. Down a ball, 1-0. So a ball and no strikes.
That's a good look at Tyler.
Chops it foul, first base side, 1-1. Started off the season swinging the bat very well. Has slumped a bit of late. Fine young man, good player with some speed. Got to be a good player. He's right by Danny and I. 1-1. Pitch on the way. Over the pitcher's mound, Battle charges, gloves it, throws out Hannon for the second out, which will advance the runners to second and third.
If you're interested in purchasing a DVD copy of tonight's game, send an email to prepdvds@aol.com. A representative of DW Productions will contact you with more information. prepdvds@aol.com.
Second and third, 2 outs. Big situation for Scott Migliore. Took a breaker down and out. Ducote got a piece of it, keeps the runner at third. Migliore had a big 2-out RBI single in the second inning. Those 2-out hits are the ones that separate the average teams from the very good teams. Migliore trying to come up with another here on 1-0. Outside corner for a strike. Ducote gave the umpire a very good look at that pitch.
Cody's really a solid player behind the plate. He's been a top player his whole career, growing up out in the Kenner Recreation Department and now at Brother Martin. And it's going to be fun to see where he decides to play his college baseball at.
1-2 now as Migliore fouls it off first base side. This is a big situation for Brother Martin. They keep it at 4. They're still in this thing with their bats. It gets any bigger, it could be a real problem. So Brooks trying to get out of the inning here.
Well, you've really
nice
got
job by Ducote to pick that one. It's 2-2.
Credit Mark Wisniewski of making this move here. I think he realized that Giacone didn't really have his best stuff tonight. Rummel was seeing him real well. So he went to the bullpen early enough to where if they can get out of this, as you mentioned, still a lot of baseball left to play.
Good take by Migliore on a pitch just high, and now it's full 3-2 with Goodwin on bat, waiting to hit next. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Good look at the runner at third. Sinibaldi. Spencer Vitas at second. Payoff pitch. On the ground toward the first baseman. Range far to get it. Now won't get there. Everybody's safe. And a run scores. And the Raiders take a 5-0 lead. Has to go as an infield hit and an RBI. And, well, that was a decision. First baseman has to make a quick decision, Danny. And LaHare decided to go get it. He needs his pitcher over there in that situation.
You'll see it again here on the Robert Fresh Market replay. Ball chopped into the ground. LaHare goes way over to get it and just not in a position to feed the baseball to Jacob Brooks. Everybody's safe, and Rummel puts another one on the board.
Migliore's second hit, second RBI, and now Rich Goodwin with runners at the corners and 2 outs bad. Struck out swinging in the second. Took it down a ball. Runner with a delayed steal. Snap throw to third, and he's back. So a stolen base for Dustin Mathern, the pinch runner at second. Now for Rummel, 2 runners in scoring position.
Well, with 2 outs, Brother Martin elects not to throw down the second, force Rich Goodwin to have to get a base hit to score a run for 2 outs.
2-0 now to Rich Goodwin, who dictates in this situation. Goodwin at 232, but he's been getting on base a lot recently. He's been having very good at-bats over the past 3 or 4 weeks for Rummel. On 2-0. Way outside, 3-0. There is a base open. And a right-handed hitter in Hale on deck. As mentioned, this is a big situation for Brother Martin to try to stay in this game. And he missed away, loads him up. That's not the worst thing for Brother Martin.
Well, now you've got a force all over the diamond. So if an infielder makes a diving stop, he may have a short bag to go to. So it really doesn't hurt you with that base open like you mentioned. But Brother Martin needs to stop the bleeding here. They need to get themselves back into the dugout as soon as possible.
Scott Hale is grounded to third, grounded to first unassisted. Bases loaded, Brooks from the stretch. Down and out, 1-0. Ninth batter to hit in the inning for the Raiders. Good look at Scott Hale, our student athlete of the evening for Archbishop Rummel. There's a strike called. It's 1-1.
And this is a big spot because the game may be teeter-tottering on this at-bat right here. A base hit's going to make it really difficult with a Mitchell Seawald on the line.
Strike call, good pitch, 1-2. So Brooks now ahead of Hale, 1-2 in a big situation. Hale's driven in 13 on the year. Brooks ready. Chopped over the mound towards second. Battle right on the bag. Takes care of the force play, and the inning ends. But good job for Rummel in the inning. They score 3 runs, and they do it on 3 hits with an error. Strand 2, they've left 4. 5-0 Rummel after 3.
The 4th inning of tonight's game is brought to you by Dellery Camarda Realtors, dedicated to going the extra mile to help New Orleanians make the most of their real estate experience. Call Dellery Camarda Realtors at 875-3555 or visit NOLAHomefinder.com.
Daniel Lahair to start the 4th inning for the Crusaders. Took a ball down. Seawald had to wait a while there. That was a long while to sit. His 57th pitch of the game. He's walked 1. He struck out 4 and looked good. Lahair struck out swinging in the second. And Migliore has an equipment issue for Rummel, so he heads back toward the dugout. So we have to wait. That makes Seawald wait a little bit longer. So I believe he changed masks is what he did. So now he's back behind the plate. 1-0 the count on Lahair. Seawald brings another. Down 2-0.
Well, this is a sizable lead for Mitchell Seawald, so this is going to be a big task for this Brother Martin offense to find a way to get back into this game down 5-0.
Down a ball 3-0, and I was just mentioning he had to wait a long time there in that half inning, and he comes out throwing 3 straight out of the zone here. And this is where, if you're Nick Monica, you want to see your big right-hander just go out and put a 0 up there and solidify that strong lead. That is over but low. So 4-pitch walk to Lahair starts the 4th. Second walk issued by Seawald, and that gives Brother Martin some hope. Peyton Center, a solid single to center his first time. Will bat.
Well, it's going to take a team effort here. Down by 5, you just got to start passing that baton, so to speak, one at a time, each guy building on the previous hitter.
There's a strike called, and the streak of 4 straight bad ones. 0-1. Center wisely taking. Brother Martin needs base runners here, trailing by 5, top of the 4th. Lahair with his lead. Threw that one by him. That fastball up from Seawald is almost unhittable at this level.
That was tough. That was really, really tough on Peyton Center. He ran that ball right in on his hands and really had some good speed on it as well. He threw that one.
Breaking ball, and he beats it toward third to Schmidt. On the move, he made a heck of a play for the first out. That's a good play by Zach Schmidt.
Schmidt's played a real nice third base for Rummel this year. He had a lot of chances in our last game here in WHNO against Jesuit, and he's been a pretty nice-looking defensive third baseman here in his senior campaign for Rummel.
Seawald went to the breaking ball 0-2 there, and center was able to put it in play and gets a runner advanced with one out. Bryce Johnston walked in the second. Strike call to get ahead of Johnston. No balls and a strike. Play the hitter straight up. Johnston always a threat to bunt. Schmidt not even with the bag at third, not cheating in a whole lot. And he does bunt, but it's foul, so 0-2. As I mentioned, doesn't matter what stage of the game it is when Bryce Johnston's at the plate, he is always a threat to bunt.
Well, he's just a good athlete, runs real well, so, you know, if he sees the situation is there to do it, he has no problem laying it down and using his legs.
0-2 the count. Sign given, Seawald ready. 0-2. Chop toward the hole. Schmidt cut it off. Looks the runner back. Throw to first out. Runner started to break. Throw to second and safe. That's another good job by Schmidt. He did exactly what you're supposed to do in that situation.
Do you speak fresh? At Robert Fresh Market, you can buy freshly made sushi, find fresh, locally grown and organic produce, along with a vast assortment of signature catering items. Stop into one of the 3 Robert Fresh Market stores today.
Blake Battle with a 2-out RBI opportunity. Reached on an error his first time up there. Bats with a runner, second and 2 outs. Up with a fastball, 1-0. Play Battle straight away. LaHare with his lead down at second. 1-0. Fastball up in the zone. That's the one I'm talking about. You're just not going to catch up to that when it's around the letters. 1-1.
Not a whole lot you can do with that pitch.
Bullpen busy for Brother Martin once more. 1-1 the count. And another. And a ground ball to short. Ray Veit with a low throw and is safe, and a runner will come home and score. And Brother Martin is on the board here in the 4th on the throwing error by Veit.
Well, Brother Martin needed that. They needed to get on the board, have a little offensive success. Ray Veit just kind of sat back because the way the ball was hit, kind of fielded back on his heels a little bit, short on the throw. Sinibaldi not able to pick it up over at first base. That's an error. Here you'll see it again on the Robert Fresh Market replay. And you'll see he kind of sits back a little bit, doesn't move through it, just because of the way that the ball was chopped out there to him. And the throw a little bit too low for Sinibaldi, and Brother Martin's on the board.
Yeah, good point in describing it, and he still had time to throw him out. He just threw the ball low. 0-1 the count. Seward tried to bunt one, and now fouls it 0-2. Brother Martin is within 4 here in the 4th, so signs of life for the Crusaders, taking advantage of the walk with an error to play to run. And now trying to extend the inning as the leading hitter on the year, and Seward came in at 461, and he's 1 for 2 with a solid single to left. High, delayed steal. They would throw through, and that's not a good idea. Into center field, that's going to be the 3rd error on Rummel, so they are not playing the kind of defense you want to play when you have the lead. It's not a throw you really want to make there in that situation.
It was into the baseline. Middle infielder's not able to handle it. Ball goes out into shallow right field. Brother Martin with good, aggressive base runner to pop up, move into 3rd here. You'll see it again on the Robert replay. Ball was up the line. Ray Veit not able to get over there because of the base runner coming right into him.
It matters not, as Seawald says, I'll take care of this, as he gets a swing and a miss from Seward. Sorry you didn't see it. And that's the 5th strikeout of the inning, of the game, I should say, with a run and no hits, an error, and a runner stranded. Bottom of the 4th, 5-1 Rummel on top. 5-1 Rummel, bottom of the fourth. Corey Giacone went 2 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, only 2 earned, walked 1, struck out 2 before he departed. And Jacob Brooks on for the Crusaders now to try to keep the game where it is. Rummel has other ideas, and they have their 2, 3, and 4 hitters up. Zach Schmidt to be followed by Ray Veit and Justin Sinibaldi here in the bottom of the fourth against Brooks. 0-1 the count as Schmidt goes up swinging. Zach with a base hit in the third, scored a run. He's 1 for 2. He's been very good here tonight, as mentioned. A good basketball player for Rummel for the past few years. Swinging a foul tip, 0-2. And it's a combination you don't see that often, Danny. Basketball, baseball player.
It's always the toughest one. You know, football and baseball on opposite ends of the calendar, so those are pretty easy. See a lot of two-sport guys, football, baseball, but rarely basketball, baseball, because normally, especially if you're on a basketball team that's good enough to go into the state playoffs, you get out pretty late. You get off to a late start with baseball, and it's always a tough arrangement.
Had a good cut at that pitch, fouled it straight back. Still 1-2 on Schmidt. Rummel with 2 in the bottom of the second, 3 in the third. Brother Martin countering with a run in the fourth. 5-1 Raiders, bottom of the fourth, set for 7. 1-2. Breaker down, good take by Schmidt, who read it all the way. It's 2-2. Rummel, unlike Brother Martin, is an experienced team. A lot of seniors on this team. Might be the kind of team that plays better down the stretch. Chopped. Nice play, LaHare. And he is out at first on a bang-bang play. Boy, oh boy. Great job by LaHare to go up and get it. Great hustle by Schmidt. And that was awfully close, and he elected to slide head first. Very, very good play. And that will bring Ray Veit to the plate. Let's check in with Wayne Barber with a special guest. Wayne?
I'm with Defon head basketball coach, Brother Martin Crusaders, Mr. Bill Gallagher. Coach, another terrific season this year. Lost in the semifinals, but another great season by the Crusaders.
Thank you very much. Our kids really came along well at the end, just about when district started. And we've always preached to Brother Martin, we want to play our best ball in January, February, March. And that's pretty much what we did this year.
You're losing a couple of kids, but you got some starters coming back.
I got 3 good starters coming back, Jordan Cornish, Jabbar Singleton, Jalen Gray, and then a number of other players from our JV. They went undefeated in district. So we got a good nucleus coming back again next year. Hopefully we'll make another run at it.
Congratulations, Coach. Terrific season. Hope to see you again in the semifinals, this time maybe in the finals, and win it all. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Back to you, Ken.
All right, Wayne Crusaders, of course, 3 state championships in this millennium. And after we turned the century here, they've been something else. And Ray Veit was something else as he just lined a double down the left field side with 1 out here. And this is good bat speed, Danny.
See it again on the Robert Fresh Market replay. Right down the left field line. Ray Veit with a stand-up double. Continuing to show nice offensive abilities, this Rummel lineup.
8th hit for the Raiders and a 1-0 count on Sinibaldi, who singled in the second, scored a run, reached on a fielder's choice in the third, which was a sacrifice actually, so 1 for 1 officially. Missing away 2-0. Good take by Sinibaldi. He's driven in 18 runs on the year. Nichols State commitment. Two balls and no strikes. Justice spanks it hard to center. Veit will round third, check in there as Seward gets to it quickly and makes a strong throw right on the mark. Sinibaldi with his second hit. Good player.
Another good at-bat by Justin Sinibaldi. Did the same thing early in the game, taking it right back where it came from, not trying to do too much. As a happy young man over at first base here on senior night for Rummel. First and third, 1 out. Raiders are cooking again offensively.
It's a different situation now in terms of running because you had Giacone who slide stepped earlier. Brooks not as fast to the plate, and you have a 4-run lead. This could be a situation to start Sinibaldi with Spencer Veit at the plate, who's doubled, singled, driven in 2, scored a run.
Especially with 1 out.
Fouls it to right, 0-1.
You want to stay out of that potential inning-ending double play. So we'll see what Nick Monica decides to do as he flashes the signs down the third base box. Looks like we're going to actually get a pinch runner here for Sinibaldi.
All the more reason why you might think about this. Alex Brennan, who has outstanding speed, fastest runner on the Rummel team, running at first.
We witnessed that firsthand in the game on WGSO radio when Rummel defeated Jesuit 1-0 in 9 innings on that Aaron pickoff throw when Alex Brennan, as you see him right there, scored all the way from first base. Pretty amazing.
Well, that's a good sign that Rummel might want to run here. Brennan with his lead. He is drawing a 53 move. Brother Martin obviously aware of him. Ducote has an outstanding arm. But again, with a runner at third, if you're going to throw through, you've got to be right on the money. So a lot of possibilities here. Bounced it. Ducote did a great job to get there, but that will get Brennan to second base.
Well, Cody Ducote just saved the run with that defensive block up behind the plate. And Brennan, reading the down angle, glides in the second. And if Rummel can get a base hit, it's going to really space things out now.
Spencer Veit's 2 for 2 as mentioned with 2 RBI in the game. And he hits this one foul, out of play, and now Brooks ahead of him with a count of 1-2. And again, Rummel has Brother Martin on the ropes here. Can Veit deliver the big hit for the Raiders? Good looking, talented sophomore. There are the base runners. His brother Ray at third. Sinibaldi at second. Takes it away. 2-2. It's another thing Rummel's done a good job of tonight. They've laid off of those pitches just out of the zone.
They have. I've really liked Rummel's approach offensively here tonight.
Fouled out of play right side, holding it 2-2.
You can tell that Nick Monica and his staff went to work with this offense recently to prepare for this game. They put in a plan of attack, and they're executing it pretty well.
Chop towards short, runner for the plate. He'll score. Dykeman to first, and a good job by Veit to drive home the run to make it a 6-1 Rummel lead. His third RBI of the game, scoring Ray Veit.
If you want to save up to 40% on auto insurance, call former Shaw and LSU pitcher Chase Dardar with State Farm Insurance. You can also get auto, homeowners, and life insurance, banking, and financial services. Call Chase at 504-861-4529 or visit chasedardar.com.
Nice play by LaHare, and he will take care of Budensky to end the inning, but the Raiders add a run. Do so on a couple of hits, no errors, and strand a runner their fifth left. After 4, Rummel 6, Brother Martin 1 on the first NBC Prep Baseball Showcase on WHNO.
Tonight's game is brought to you by First NBC Bank, where we pride ourselves on stability and soundness, high-quality service, long-term relationships, credibility, and efficiency. Stop by one of our 16 branches. First NBC Bank. Come experience the difference.
16 branches indeed. You're anywhere you want in the metropolitan area. First NBC Bank is there. And our thanks to my great friend Ashton Ryan for his wonderful support. Owen McGee will start the fifth for Brother Martin. Heart of the order, Ducote and Frederick to follow against Seawald. The ball 1-0. That's the 73rd pitch from Seawald. Struck out 5, walked 2. Right through there, and it's 1-1 to McGee. Speaking of Ashton Ryan, the good folks at Rummel will attest to this celebrity waiters luncheon this past week that Rummel holds every year. 2-1 the count now over at the Airport Hilton. And Ashton Ryan wins every year the largest amount of money raised for Rummel High School. You know how much money he raised from his table this past Friday? Table of 10. 2-1. Chopped slowly toward third. This is a tough chance. Schmidt, nice play. He made an excellent play. Schmidt has been very good at third base.
He has. He's done a great job over there at third. Very consistent, making the routine plays, and that's what you need.
So again, how much money do you think he raised? Table of 10?
I'm going to go
round figure.
Table of 10,
yeah.
say $20,000.
good.
Close.
Nearly $36,000 for Rummel High School. And Ashton Ryan loves prep sports in all high schools. Strike called at 2-1 to Cody Ducote. He had a couple of sons that graduated from Archbishop Rummel. He was a Jesuit graduate who does a lot for Jesuit High School as well, and just loves high school sports. And we thank him for his continual support of high school sports across the board of all 1-1. And listen, it cuts across all lines. He's a huge sponsor, our biggest sponsor of our original prep football report on WGSO and our network of stations around the state. Down and in, 2-1. One of the things you notice about Seawald is he throws so hard that he will move the catcher's glove. Might cost you a strike or two occasionally, right?
It potentially could, and that's just because of the great velocity that he has.
Strike call, 2-2. There's a good example of it right there. 2-2 the count. Well, there's nothing better than the sound of that pop if you're the pitcher. It gives you a lot of confidence, doesn't it?
It sure does. And it's good to be able to hear the pop of the leather still, because we don't hear the ding of the bat anymore.
Schmidt continues his good work at third, and 2 are gone here in the 5th inning. Ducote now 1 for 3. Rivers Frederick will bat 0 for 2 in the game on a pair of groundouts.
Our center field camera coverage tonight is brought to you by Gibbs Construction, with strong relationships and strong results for 35 years. Our Gibbs Construction center field camera.
Frederick on the appeal, though 1-0 the count. Pitch just missing, and he did not go around. Good look at Rivers heading to LSU Eunice. Fine player, another 2 sports star, fine defensive back for the Crusader football team. 2-0 now from Seawald. As you look at Seawald's night, ironically, he has not had a 1-2-3 inning yet. He's trying to accomplish that here. But Brother Martin's lineup is very good. They will make you work. 2-0. And that's a mile high. Catcher, third baseman, any chance? Answer is no. And it's 2-1. On Rivers Frederick. Returns to the plate.
It's going to be fun to see all of these teams compete in the 5A playoffs, because they all have good pitching. They play good defense. I think the biggest thing is being able to score runs offensively. If Rummel, Jesuit, Brother Martin, if any of them can get hot offensively, they're going to have a great chance to compete for a state championship.
2-1 is a mile high in the left field, short toward the line. Play for Goodwin there, and there's your 1-2-3 inning for Mitch Seawald, who is settled in. Nothing across, bottom of the 5th coming. 6-1 Rummel on the first NBC Prep Baseball Showcase.
Portobello Catering features full-service event and catering services. Whether it's a wedding, shower, party, or other themed event, we'll make you feel like a guest at your own party. Call Portobello at 833-2120 or check out portobellocatering.com.
Of course, we stream video of these games at sportsnola.com, best site on the web, and people have watched and checked in and texted us, including Craig Galanis in Houston, Texas tonight, checking in. There's a ball down and out, 1-0, who's enjoying it, as are many people, glad to provide the service. Tyler Hannon has popped to first, grounded to second. 1-0 from Brooks down the middle, and it's 1-1 to Hannon, who will be followed by Migliori and then Goodwin here in the bottom of the 5th. Rummel on top, 6-1. Good look at Jacob Brooks, who brings the 1-1 pitch. Fisted towards short. Dykeman boots it. And Hannon with too much speed, he'll never get him. So the error allows Hannon to reach to start the bottom of the 5th innings. And that's the second error for the Crusaders. So we've seen both shortstops make boo-boos, and that's unusual because they're both very good.
They are very good players at shortstop, as we talked about in the pregame show. Just a tough error there for Greg Dykeman, and you know he's not happy with himself. But hey, you got to bounce back and be ready for the next one because the baseball will find you if you hang your head.
Migliore can't get it down. Back to the screen. 0-1. He's had a really good night. RBI single in the second. RBI single in the third. For the Raiders catcher, who's above 200 now, that's a big boost. You start hitting up and down your lineup, to the bottom of that lineup, this becomes a very dangerous team. 0-1 the count. Squares to bunt early. Down and out, 1-1.
And you got to like the team concept that you're seeing here. What I mean by that is Migliore's 2 for 2 on the night. Nick Monica has the sacrifice bunt on. Give yourself up to move the base runner in the scoring position, even though you're 2 for 2 on the night.
Unable to get it down, though, and it's 1-2, so he'll probably go to swinging here. Well, Rummel's got to play the game that way. Even though they've swung it well tonight, they're under 250 as a team hitting on the year, and they have got to play small ball to try to score the runs. They've hit 6 home runs as a team this year, so they're not going to have a lot of big innings, typically speaking. 1-2. Breaker, he went around, and Migliore gone on strikes for out number 1. So Brooks got him with a good hook, and it's 1 out, and Ridge Goodwin will bat. Goodwin is struck out, and he's walked, and illustrating his ability to get on base again here tonight.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Rhino Shield of Louisiana. With their ceramic coating technology, you'll never paint your home again. Contact former Tulane and New York Yankees pitcher Kevin Mamahat for a free estimate at 877-52-RHINO or go to rhinoshieldlouisiana.com.
Line drive, base hit, Ridge Goodwin in the right center field gives the Raiders 2 on with 1 out. And as I mentioned, he continues to be a productive offensive player. And again, the bottom of this lineup showing some good things for Rummel here this evening.
They sure are. And you've got to really like what you're seeing if you're Nick Monica. You got to feel good about it. Your kids obviously are going to feel good about it. And that's the kind of springboard that you want heading into the 5A state playoffs.
Scott Hale 0 for 3, 3 groundouts in the game. And a chopper toward deep short to Dykeman to a knee. Nice play to second, 1 back to first, not in time. That's a good illustration of Dykeman and what his capabilities are.
Really nice looking play going into the hole. Smooth on the feed to second. Battle trying to turn it over, but just not enough time to do so with the speedy Scott Hale, the Rummel center fielder, getting down the line. There you see Jacob Brooks, Brother Martin.
Let's see if Nick Monica elects to start Hale here. I got to believe they're going to try to put something on with a 5-run lead and Schmidt at the plate and see if they can steal a run here. Schmidt is singled in the game and scored a run, 1 for 3. Hale runs well down at first.
Rummel Raiders with double-digit hits already.
Good look at Nick Monica. Just a fine guy, good coach. He's a heck of a player. First pitch chopper to short. No running here as Dykeman will throw him out and get out of the inning. So in the inning, no runs and a hit, 1 error, 2 stranded. Rummel's left 7 after 5. Still Rummel 6 and Brother Marchin 1. And this is the first NBC Prep Baseball Showcase.
This pitching change is brought to you by Rhino Shield of Louisiana, number 11, Zach Thiak, the senior left-hander who's having a great year for Rummel, 5'10", 152. He will play college baseball at Nicholls State.
This kid has as good a curveball as I've seen in years at the high school level. His numbers, he is a tough luck pitcher. He's only 5-3, and he has a 1.36 earned run average, fewer hits than innings, and look at the strikeouts, 63. He was absolutely brilliant against Brother Martin in the game on the 12th. He got a tough luck, no decision. That's happened to him many times this year. He's had a couple of tough luck losses, too. Takes over for Sewald, delivers high and tight to Dykeman, 1-0. Dykeman is glad to see somebody else. He faced Sewald twice and struck out twice, once swinging, once looking. Zach Thiak with a 1-0. Right through there, it's 1-1, and he gives Brother Martin a very different look. Thiak against Brother Martin back on the 12th was just brilliant. He was one strike away from a complete game shutout. 1-1 pitch is on the way. And there's a ball-fisted foul, 1-2. In that game, Thiak, he couldn't pitch much better than he pitched. Again, he had a shutout with 2 outs and 2 strikes in the 7th inning in a 1-0 game. And then Connor McWilliams in relief induced a pop-up. There's a hook high, and it's 2-2 from Rivers Frederick, but it got down just beyond the reach of Ray Vite at short for an RBI single. Brother Martin tied it, then they won it in the 8th, 2-1. That's an illustration of tough luck that Thiak has had this year. 2-2 is grounded towards second. Tough chance base hit. So Dykeman reaches. Spencer Vite had a do-or-die play. They have to come up to that cleanly to have any chance. Got to be a hit, and it is. So leadoff single by Dykeman here in the 6th gives Brother Martin a life. His first hit of the game. The thing about Thiak, and Ed Daniels and I had a chance to pick up on this watching in the situation at UNO, as you know, it's right behind home plate right now. His curveball, it has such a late break to it that makes it so difficult to hit. When he's on, he's really good. Gives up a leadoff single. LaHair bats. There's the hook, but it's down a ball. And this is a situation where Nick Monica plays it perfectly. Mitch Sewald, coming off of a long outing in his last outing, goes 5 here tonight with 85 pitches and leaves in great shape with a 5-run lead, and you get your left-hander to face 2 left-handed hitters in a row. And a ball hit in the left field. On the move, Goodwin. Can he get there? No, that's a hit. Into the corner. Here come the Crusaders. Here's Dykeman, the third. Second and third, nobody out. And here comes Brother Martin on a ringing double by LaHair. So the lefty-lefty matchup does not work out for Rummel here. This could be the similar situation. Brother Martin got a long look at Thiak a week and a half ago, and here they are seeing him and solving him this time.
Yeah, you'll see it again on the Robert Fresh Market replay. LaHair going the other way. Fly ball just kept slicing away from Rich Goodwin out there in left field. Brother Martin, runners on second and third, nobody out.
Great chance for the Crusaders to get back in the game as Peyton center backs. Rummel just wants to control the damage. They'll play back and concede a run for an out here. Center is singled, and he's grounded to third. Thiak from the stretch. And to the plate. Fast strike, it's 0-1. As Danny mentioned, Thiak a commitment to Nicholls State. A lot of schools got on him late, but he honored his commitment to the school that was on him all along. He'll be a teammate of Justin Sinibaldi with the Colonels. 0-1 the count, and another on the way. Swing and a miss. There's that curveball. That's the good one there, and it's 0-2.
Really fooled center there. Nice looking breaking ball from Thiak after he ran that fastball in on his hands. Now he's way ahead, 0-2. He'll be a fine arm up at Nicholls State Thibodaux next year.
Center waits, steps up. And over at Nicholls State now, a former Rummel and Delgado star Mike Weiscarver has pitched very well for them. Yep. 0-2 to count. Thiak to the plate. Breaker down. Migliori blocked it up. Keeps the runner at third. So it holds, or rather goes to 1-2 as a result.
Seth Thibodaux, the head coach down at Nicholls State. Got a really nice group of freshmen coming in next year. Chris Prothro, his recruiting coordinator.
High, and it's 2-2. Center fights back to even. Johnston is on deck. 2-2 the count. Good look at the runner at third. Dykeman, the lead runner with nobody out. Down at second, it's LaHair. 2-2. fouled out of play, so center having a meaningful at bat, holding it 2-2. And there goes Migliori to the mound. This is Thiak's game. Started his last outing against King and beat them 2-1 in a really good ball game. King's a good baseball team, and boy, they're on the bubble of making the playoffs. That would be a shame if they don't make it. They're very good. 2-2 the count. Thiak to center, and he fouls another. This is a very solid at bat by center, and that's what Brother Martin does. They extend at bats, deep in pitch counts, and can get into the bullpen. 2-2 the count.
Well, this Brother Martin offense is never out of it. They've got some really nice players up and down their lineup. And this game is far from over here with nobody out.
On 2-2, here is another, and he struck him out looking. So, out number one, good pitch by Thiak, gets center for the first out. It's a big strikeout for Thiak. And now Bryce Johnston to the plate for the Crusaders.
Delary Camarda Realtors is dedicated to going the extra mile to help New Orleanians make the most of their real estate experience. If you're thinking of buying or selling in the New Orleans area, call Delary Camarda Realtors at 875-3555 or visit NOLAHomefinder.com.
And here is Jarrett Gongora, who's going to hit for the Crusaders for Johnston. Gongora to the plate. Inside and low, ball one to Gongora. So Johnston was 0 for 1 with a walk. Good look at Mark Wisniewski, looking for some magic from Jarrett Gongora. 267 hitter, no homers, and 7 RBI for the right-handed swinger. And they call the ball. That's going to be a run, and it's a 6-2 ball game, and another runner to third. And not sure what he did there, Danny. But no argument for Rummel. Clearly a balk, and it's 6-2. Crusaders fighting to get back in this game. Getting excited over there in their dugout. 1-0 to Gongora. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Jarrett Gongora, sophomore, 5'10", 150. Strike call, good pitch, 1-2.
Good looking breaking ball there from Zach Thiak. Well ahead in the count now.
Ball and 2 strikes, pitching out of the stretch with the runner at third and 1 out, and a run home with a 1-2 pitch. Big bender, and he beats it toward first. That's going to get the run home. Sinibaldi makes the play, but a good job by Gongora. Gets Brother Martin squarely back in the game now at 6-3 with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Good job by Gongora.
Good fundamental baseball, man on third, less than 2 outs. Score the runner. That's exactly what Gongora did. And Mark Wisniewski's got to be happy seeing him come in off the bench.
And now Blake Battle, who's twice reached on errors and stolen a base. He'll put the ball in play, right? Battle takes one down the middle. It's 0-1. Again, both teams seeing the opposing pitchers. We look at Zach Thiak for the second time in under 2 weeks, and they have definitely benefited from it. 0-1. Fastball fouled out of play. 0-2. Thiak, a tremendous competitor. Just been so impressed in watching him for the last couple of years. And like Giacone, he works unbelievably quickly. He catches the ball and he's ready to pitch. Hitter stepped out on him to slow him down. It's a common tactic. Hitters against pitchers who want to hurry up and get home. Here's the 0-2.
I saw Thiak for the first time in person last year. He threw a non-district game out at St. Charles Catholic, and I thought he had some really nice potential. I liked what I saw, and then he really made the most of his American Legion season in the summer, and he has really blossomed here in his senior year for Rummel.
Missing away 1 ball and 2 strikes. By the way, on Tuesday, Delgado swept a doubleheader at Faulkner State, 7-1 and 12-6 for Joe Sherman, 27-16 on the year. As always, the Dolphins having a good year. 2-2 now. Thiak not as sharp as we've seen him in his last few outings here thus far tonight.
Of a different role too, coming out of the bullpen. You know, in contrast to being the starter. So just getting some work here tonight before the playoffs.
And a good job of following it out of play by Battle. He will put the ball in play typically, holding 2-2. No doubt that's the case. He did this in relief against Jesuit in their almost 9-inning victory over the Blue Jays, a game we did on radio earlier this year, and did a good job. Similar situation in relief of Seawald.
And with the way the state playoffs are spaced out, you know, you may see this Seawald-Thiac combination righty-lefty look, you know, in an open and round game to secure a win. Hey, when it's single elimination in the 5A playoffs, whatever it takes, you got to win in advance.
Battle continues to live up to his name. Fouls another off. Draws a hand. His third pitch that he's fouled off with 2 strikes. You're right. And a big question mark for Rummel, and a big boost could be the return of Justin Sinibaldi to the bump in the playoffs. And he fouls another one. Make that 4. Sinibaldi's a good arm. He's a mid-80s guy that has a good arm and a good breaking ball that is a plus pitcher. He's a good one. And when he's healthy, Rummel has 3 really good starters. And they've got some bullpen arms that are pretty good as well. On 2-2, another Battle in the air to left, but right at Ridge Goodwin, who puts it away, and the inning is over. So Thiac wins that battle, but Brother Martin gets 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, nobody left. Bottom of the 6th coming. Rummel 6, Brother Martin 3 on the first NBC Prep Baseball Showcase.
If you want to save up to 40% on auto insurance, call former Shaw and LSU pitcher Chase Dardar with State Farm Insurance. You can also get auto, homeowners, and life insurance, banking, and financial services. Call Chase at 504-861-4529 or visit chasedardar.com.
So we start the bottom of the 6th. Ray Veit leads it off for the Raiders. Took a bouncer. Veit has doubled sharply to left. Scored twice in this game, 1 for 3.
I'd like to thank all of our great sponsors helping us get these games on television this year. It was really a remarkable effort to put this together, and we hope to expand it and enhance it for next prep baseball season.
2-0 to Veit. Hard hit towards short. Dykeman, nice pickup. The throw low and unable to dig it out at first base. So we've seen some unusual plays here tonight from some very good players. He made a nice pickup. It was not an easy chance. But he had time and the throw low, and Laher couldn't quite dig it out. Rummel has the leadoff man on the 3rd error for the Crusaders, which matches the number that Rummel has here tonight.
Well, Dykeman, as you can see, is not happy with himself, and it's uncharacteristic of the way he normally plays the shortstop position for Brother Martin.
Sinibaldi takes it low. He singled twice, had a sacrifice, scored twice, so 2 for 2 in the game. Rummel would like to play add-on here. Leading 6-3, bottom of the 6th. Down a ball, 2-0.
Sinibaldi seeing the ball real well tonight. See if Nick Monica puts Veit in motion at some point.
3-0. Ray Veit's got 14 stolen bases. He's a guy that clearly runs the best for Rummel. He has good speed. He's heading for LSU Eunice. Sinibaldi for Nicholls State. 3-0 the count to Sinibaldi. See if he's taking here. He is, and it's not close. 2 on and nobody out, and a real chance for the Raiders Spencer Veit comes to the plate. Will he bunt or will he swing?
Tonight's game is brought to you by Protein Rush for dramatic muscle building morning, noon, and night. Protein Rush, distributed locally by Southern Eagle. As Mark Wisniewski heads out to the mound to talk things over.
Want to get a nice plug in here for some dear friends of mine. It's nice to see Michelle Rink a few moments ago because her husband Jay Rink is here tonight, and we love Jay deeply, a former great player at Brother Martin High School as a pitching change will be made, and a former Tulane star at linebacker. And as most people around Brother Martin know and in the community, Jay Rink is battling ALS, otherwise known as Lou Gehrig's disease, as Rhino Shield brings you this pitching change for Brother Martin. And we're going to see Brooks leaving and Robbie Smith, another kind of youngster coming in who's done a good job for the Crusaders. Jay Rink is one of the finest people you'll ever meet. He's a tremendous person. Love him deeply, and he's one of the most positive people you'll ever meet as well. Steve Gleason is much the same way, has gotten an enormous amount of attention and well-deserved, and I love Steve Gleason as well. He's an inspiration to many. So is Jay Rink. Much like an older gentleman and great friend of mine, Vince Gibson was, who was stricken with the same disease and whom we lost recently. But it's just great to see Jay at the ballpark here. And with his wife, Michelle, everybody happy to see them, and we are too. God bless the Rink family. Robbie Smith becomes the third pitcher of the game for Brother Martin, taking over for Jacob Brooks, who did a nice job to keep this game in check and give his team a chance. You come back, cannot close the book on him yet, but he did a nice job. And Robbie Smith, who's done a nice job, comes on for Brother Martin with a record of 2-1. He has a 3.59 earned run average, and he has one save. Robbie Smith on the year has pitched 13 2/3 innings, and he's allowed 10 hits. He has given 7 earned runs. He's walked 9, struck out 10. They hit just .213 against Robbie Smith. Fastball, breaking ball pitcher. Know a little bit about him. Had him with me on playground ball. And Robbie's got a great family. I know his dad's proud of him and the job he's done, as Mark Wisniewski gives him some last-second instructions here.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Gibbs Construction, a leader in the construction industry in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast for 35 years. Builders of the New Orleans Arena and the Ilario Center, transforming dreams, visions, and plans into reality. Gibbs Construction.
And now a decision to be made for Nick Monica. He's got Spencer Veit, who's had 2 hits and 3 RBIs in the game. But do you bunt or do you swing here with runners first and second, nobody out? Robbie Smith to the plate, going to swing, and he swings and shoots it down the right field line. That's trouble. It's going to be a foul ball. Frederick had him shaded that way, but I don't know if he would have gotten there. That thing sliced foul, though, and it's 0-1. So let's see. Gave him a swing. Do you switch off now, or do you just let him swing away?
I think he's going to let him swing it. I think he's been looking very solid at the plate tonight. Spencer Veit, 2 for 3. There you see double, single, 3 RBI. I think he's going to be able to swing it right here in this at-bat.
0-1 the count. Stretched pitch. Fastball over but high. And it's 1-1 to Spencer Veit. 6-3 Rummel, bottom of the 6th. Brother Martin's chance in this game is to keep it right where it is. Rummel would like to take any hope away from them here and have another inning. On 1-1. Back to the screen, 1-2. On Spencer Veit.
Nice crowd here at Kirsch Rooney. You saw Bill Gallagher and Jay Roth with Wayne. Their interviews. Mark Sanji's here, former Jesuit and Brother Martin football coach.
On 1-2. Smith to the plate. Away 2-2. Nice to see the fine athletic directors. Scott Williams of Brother Martin, Phil Greco of Rummel. Really good men who do outstanding jobs here tonight. Principals Mike Skelko of Rummel and Greg Rando of Brother Martin. 2-2. Swinging a fly ball hit well to left field by Veit. Back left fielder gets to it and makes the catch for out number 1. So Spencer Veit gave it a ride, but left fielder able to get back and get there for the out. So it's just allowed out for out number 1, and that's Christian Valentin getting it done in left field.
Spencer Veit showing some good power there. Hit that one all the way out by the Bruno sign here in Kirsch-Rooney. A nice drive, especially with these new bats that don't offer a whole lot of help to hitters.
Rummel used to play its home games at Mike Miley up to a couple of years ago. Venture to say that would have been very dangerous there. There's a smash foul. Look out, Nick Monica. 1-1 the count. That's why you wear a helmet down there. Bodensky lined it foul. He singled home a run, 1 for 3 in the game. And it really does play differently. If you look around the ballparks that people play out in this league, UNO depends on the weather. As we know, it could be big hitters park, or blowing in could be tough. Kirsch-Rooney and Johnny Ryan Stadium, both pitchers parks. Bonneville a hitters park. Mike Miley a hitters park. Breaker inside. 1-1.
That could have been an easy one just to take off the thigh.
Yeah. Just turn in and say, oops. 1-1 the count. Bodensky has other things in mind. He's driven in 23 on the year. On 1-1. Fouls it back. He had a good cut at that fastball. 1-2.
Taking some really nice looking cuts in this at-bat.
Well, he's another one. Remember, he started the year looking great. He was their leading hitter for the first month and then tailed off. He has a good swing. And to get him going, heading into the playoffs would be huge. 1-2 the count. First and second, one out. Pitch from Smith. And a little pop-up right side. First baseman Lahair. Foul territory will put it away for the out. So 2 gone. And now Tyler Hannon will bat. Hannon is 0 for 3, reached on an error.
Grunman's Athletic Company, the South's premier institutional team and recreational dealer of uniforms, equipment, and sports medicine supplies since 1955. Call us at 833-6602 or visit grunmans.com. Grunman's, it's more than a game.
Hannon right on that first pitch, but fouled it back. It's 0-1. Tyler looking for his first hit of the game, has reached on an error. He's driven in 10 on the year. And bats with 2 outs here. 6-3 Rummel, bottom of the 6th. Ray Veit at second. Justin Sinibaldi at first. They were there with no outs. They're still there with 2 outs. Smith pitches. Strike call, cutter, outside edge. Good pitch, 0-2. So ahead of Hannon, no balls and 2 strikes. Tyler back in. Smith ready and delivering. And a line drive, base hit left field. Here's the runner around third. Veit, he can run. Here's the throw toward the plate. It's on the money. He is out at home plate. Perfect throw by Malaton to Ducote. Slaps the tag on Veit, which ends the inning. And in the inning for Rummel, no runs and a hit. 1 error. They strand 2, and they've left 9. The end of the 7th. Top of the order up for the Crusaders, trailing Rummel 6-3.
Tonight's game is brought to you by First NBC Bank, where we pride ourselves on stability and soundness, high-quality service, long-term relationships, credibility, and efficiency. Stop by one of our 16 branches. First NBC Bank. Come experience the difference.
One attempt by Seward missed. It's 0-1 facing Thiak. Seward a solid single. He's 1-3. Brother Martin with the top of the order up in the 7th. Last chance, trailing by 3 against the Raiders. As Thiak is ready with the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball missing, down and out, 1-1. And The tonic for Brother Martin is get the Speedy Stewart on ahead of the big hitters. 1-1 to count. Fiak, the sign from Migliori, with a 1-1. Bounced it 2-1. And again, Seward will always make you work. 2-1 to count. Just love his approach at the plate. And a terrific year, and he's just a junior. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 pitch. And a swing and a shot to center is a base hit for Seward. The leadoff man is on. This is a long way from over, where the big hitters coming up for the Crusaders.
That was laced out in the center field. Second hit of the night for Seward. Doing a great job of taking it right back through the middle, and that was a laser out in the center field.
Fiak is not nearly as sharp as he's been his last 2 times up on the bump, or as he's been all year. Here's Owen McGee. Hope for Brother Martin here. Down the middle for a strike. McGee has grounded out 3 times. Tough to run on Fiak at the same time, down 3. That's not likely to happen. Brother Martin wants to give their big bats a chance. McGee would like to get on and really set the table here.
Station to station baseball right here.
Breaker down and out, 1-1. Yeah, doesn't have the kind of command we've seen most of the year. 1-1 the count. 6 hits for the Crusaders now, 11 for Rummel. And another from Zach to the screen, 1-2. Rummel hopes for the double play ball. 2 in the second, 3 in the third, 1 in the fourth for Rummel. Brother Martin with 1 in the third, 2 in the 6th inning. A ball and 2 strikes. Fiak. Long look at the Speedy Seward. And stays alive. Left that pitch up though. Fouled, and it's 1-2.
Well, if Brother Martin was going to have a chance, like you mentioned, Seward had to get on base, and he did that. So now we got to see if 2, 3, and 4, and so on can step up and continue to get the job done.
Got him with a hook, 1 out. So good pitch by Fiat gets McGee his 2nd strikeout since coming in relief, and now Cody Ducote will bat, who singled in 3 trips.
If you are interested in purchasing a DVD copy of tonight's game, send an email to prepdvds@aol.com. A representative of DW Productions will contact you with more information. That's prepdvds@aol.com. That would be the way to order a DVD of any of the 4 First NBC Prep Baseball Showcase games. Prepdvds@aol.com.
That was an illustration of the outstanding breaking ball that Fiak has. 0-1 the count. Foul back, fastball 0-2 to Ducote, who singled in 3 trips. Rummel hopes to end it with a double play ball. Ducote hopes to get on and bring the tying run to the plate. 0-2 the count. Zach Fiak, the senior, with the sign from Migliori. They played Ducote straight up defensively. 0-2. And he hit him, and now the tying run comes to the plate. Again, this is not the sharp left-hander that we're accustomed to seeing. Not really on his game tonight, and he's in a battle now. And Rivers Frederick is the tying run at the plate, and William Douglas will run at first base for Brother Martin. Ahead 0-2, and he just let one get away.
Yeah, that's a really tough situation for Fiak. Ahead 0-2, you've got a lot of wiggle room there, but when you plunk them, you can't defend that. And Brother Martin with the tie-in run at the plate. And Rivers Frederick, I tell you what, the way he swings it, it'll be one pitch, and this thing can be tied up.
Well, he's got a lot of power, and so does Dykeman, and clearly they have the table set with an opportunity as the discussion ensues on the mound. This copyrighted telecast of the first NBC Prep Baseball Showcase may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the expressed written consent of DW Productions and WHNO TV. Big Monica, long visit to the mound, and you know he's thinking about a gray hair or 2 now. He's got to go through Rivers Frederick and Greg Dykeman to win this game, and the tying runs at the plate with 1 out here in the 7th inning of a 6-3 game. Frederick is Grounded into two fielders' choices, fly to left. Has power. Here's the pitch. And a hard hit, base hit, center field. Runners will be on every base with only one out, and the most dangerous hitter in the metro area coming to the plate. How about this?
The table is set for Greg Dykman after Rivers Frederick laces one through the middle. And against the left-hander, you talk about center of the field, and Brother Martin's hitters have done a good job. Seward's base hit right up the middle. Rivers Frederick's base hit right up the middle. And now it's time for Dykman, who with one swing of the bat could give Brother Martin a lead here. Dykman with 9 home runs on the season.
The bases are loaded with one out. And here is Dykman at the plate with a game on the line. Fiak from the stretch and to the plate. Missing away, 1-0. Dykman singled off of Fiak in the 6th inning. He has hit some prodigious home runs this year, including one over the scoreboard in this ballpark against St. Paul's in the game we did on radio earlier this year on WGSO. 1-0 the count. Fiak will stretch to Dykman, and way high, 2-0. And as I have said, this is not the Zach Fiak we have been accustomed to seeing. 2-0 the count.
Well, there's nowhere to put Dykman right here. He's got to box something up and get a high percentage pitch to hit. Bases loaded, nowhere to put you.
2 balls, no strikes on Dykman. Here is Thiak to the plate. And a swing and a drive into left toward the gap and over the head. 1 run home, 2 runs home, tying run to third. 6-5 ball game, 2-run double by Dykman. And only 1 out of the inning.
Greg Dykman doing a great job of going the other way. And Brother Martin has something cooking here in the top of the 7th. They are putting great at-bats together against Zach Thiak.
Well, clearly the second time around is the charm against both of these pitchers. Neither side could touch Ciccone or Thiak the first time. Not tonight. What a job by Dykman to go the other way.
Picture perfect looking
Goodwin
swing.
got turned around. He just didn't read that ball well at all. And that's a tough ball to read because it's hit right at you. That's always a tough chance. I think it's hail out there. I'll double check it.
So Robert Fresh Market replay of Greg Dykman's RBI double.
Yeah, that's hail in left field now for Rummel. Time is called, and now LaHare could be a hero. Second and third, only 1 out, and he ripped a double off of Thiak his last time. Tying run at third, go-ahead run, potential winning run at second. Thiak is working from the stretch and to the plate. And a swing and a smash will tie the game to second. This game's tied, folks. Out at first, tied at 6. How about this? Scoring on the play is Dykman, and the Crusaders have come all the way back. And on the third with the potential go-ahead run is Frederick as LaHare drives in the big run to tie the game 6-6.
Great job of hitting by Daniel LaHare. Man on third, less than 2 outs, getting the job done. You'll see it again on the Robert Fresh Market replay. Pulls that ground ball to the right side. Vite's got no choice, Spencer that is, but to go to first base with it. And the game is tied up. The Robert Fresh Market replay as Jeff Lupo has some words with Peyton Center. 2 outs, Center with a chance to give the Crusaders a lead.
Tremendous comeback by Brother Martin. Down 6-1 of the 6. They've come all the way back and now have a chance to take the lead here. Peyton Center is singled sharply, grounded out, struck out. Thiak continues to work from the stretch. Fans on their feet here, and why not? Breaking ball high. He just hasn't had the sharp breaking ball tonight.
For whatever reason, if it's maybe not throwing enough before he came in or just not feeling it tonight. As Ken mentioned, Thiak has been masterful all year, but not the same lefty out there tonight.
And he missed again, 2-0. Center in control in this at-bat now with a 2-0 count. You can see the Rummel fielders, they're back on their heels now. Good look at the go-ahead run at third. That's Dykman. Frederick scored on the last one. Dykman at third, 2-0 the count. Here it is. High. When did he go around? They appeal. Nope. 3-0. Center of the diamond. You're not going to get an appeal in the center of the diamond.
Hey, you see the great-looking Brother Martin crowd here tonight at Kirsch Rooney. Another packed house for a District 9 5A game.
On 3-0, here's another from Thiak. Down the middle, 3-1. Center is driven in, 17 on the year. Boy, would 18 look good to him. Fiat getting the sign for Migliori. Steps off. Two outstanding schools, staples in this metropolitan area. What a game they're staging tonight. And a strike call, 3-2. Good breaking ball from Fiat. 3-2 now.
That shows you the confidence that he has in that breaking ball on a 3-1 count to flip it in there for a strike.
Payoff pitch on the way to center, ball 4, and he's on first and third with 2 outs, and now it's a chance for Valentin to be a hero. So Christian Valentin will come to the plate. He started much of the early part of the season. Now he's up there in a big situation here with 2 on, 2 outs in the 7th inning. Valentin with runners at the corners. This game for basically for second place, more importantly for seedings in the state playoffs. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
Well, it's very important for Migliori because Thiak likes to throw that breaking ball. Migliori has got to be a wall behind the plate. The go-ahead run just 90 feet away. If a breaking ball's in the dirt and he gets away, Brother Martin could have a lead.
0-1. Breaker down. He blocked that one, 1-1. Valentin at 171 on the year with a homer, 12 RBI. 1-1 the count. Migliori staring over to the dugout to get the pitch, which he will relay to his hurler now. Christian, a switch hitter. Here's the pitch on 1-1, and that's down and out, 2-1. Again, just unable to throw it where he wants to tonight. And there is Dykeman, chomping at the bit. 2-1 the count. Piak ready once more. 2-1 pitch on the way. Strike call, 2-2. Two and two the count. 2 on, 2 outs, 2-2. Deuces wild, ready once more. Fiak the sign. In a 6-6 ball game, steps off. And now the runner starts toward third. They throw home, and he'll be out by a mile. Trying to steal a run. Not even close. And I believe they've thrown Dykeman out of the game, if I read that right. Might have ejected him. I'm not sure. It looks like they may have, for raising his elbows. I believe that's the signal we got, and we'll want to check that. He's out at the plate. We know that. Then we had a signal toward the dugout, and I want to check and see him. We see him going to his scorecard, so that's a big question as to whether he will continue. Brother Martin ties the game with 3. We enter the bottom of the 7th, tied 6-6. And this is the first NBC Prep Baseball Showcase. Dykeman breaks for home, and he is ejected from the game for this. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Catcher's blocking the plate. That's tough. It's a tough way to get thrown out, but umpire made a decision immediately to do so. So he's gone and out at the plate. Tie game 6-6, bottom of the 7th.
Wayne Barber has reported back that he was thrown out of the game because he tried to knock the ball out of the catcher's hands. He made no attempt to slide, and in high school baseball, it's an automatic ejection.
Which is a good call by the home plate umpire. Robbie Smith now back to the mound. Did a great job to get out of a jam in the 6th. Faces Migliori to start the bottom of the 7th. tied at 6. Goodwin and Hale to follow. And Migliore 2 for 3, 2 RBI. Takes one away, ball 1 from Robbie Smith. 1-0 the count, tied at 6, bottom of the 7th. What else would you expect? What else indeed? Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way, and he's late on a fastball, 1-1.
Well, Brother Martin showing a lot of fight there in the top of the 7th.
Such a good offensive club, and it showed. You got to pitch through them inning by inning, man by man. Here's the 1-1 pitch, high, 2-1 to Migliore. And now the Raiders have to get up off the deck and see if they can answer. 2 balls and a strike, and another to Migliore. And he pops him straight up. Should be easy for the shortstop, who is Battle now. He's there. He's got it for out number 1. So Battle at short. Johnston is now the second baseman for Brother Martin. 1 gone in the 7th. Ridge Goodwin will bat for Rummel. And go back to the bottom of the 6th, and you want a big play? Christian Valentin throwing out Ray Veit at home plate. That was a gigantic play, as it turns out. Perfect throw. Ducote slapping the tag on the speedy Veit. And with 2 outs and a 3-run lead, the right decision to send Veit in that situation, your best base runner. Just a good play. And it led to this. We're tied. Here's Goodwin. High for a ball. Goodwin has reached twice, a walk and a single. 1 for 2. Pitch. Down and in, 2-0. Goodwin's been having a lot of good at-bats, as we've spoken about. 2-0 the count. Pops him up left side, but out of play, 2-1.
Goodwin trying to get Rummel jump-started here in the bottom of the inning, trying to respond to Brother Martin's offensive outburst.
Surprised he was swinging 2-0. Very aggressive. 2-1 pitch. Strike call, 2-2. Inside edge, good pitch by Smith. Battles back to even here. Now you don't have to worry about the bunt if you're center at third. 2-2 the count. Smith, the third pitcher of the game for Brother Martin, delivers. High, 3-2. Hale is on deck. Rummel would like to get a base runner. Put some pressure on the Brother Martin defense. 3-2 the count. Payoff pitch to Goodwin. Foul back, stays alive. Holding 3-2. A couple of young men that grew up in the same area, played in the same playground system in Kenner. 3-2 the count. Smith the sign once more from Ducote with another payoff pitch. High, Goodwin is on, so he's on for the 3rd straight time. And Ridge runs well, and he's on with 1 out with the potential winning run. Turn the lineup over, and Scott Hale will bat. Hale has hit the ball in the infield 4 times, 4 ground balls, 0 for 4 in the game. He's made contact. Can he find a hole here? So he took a long look at Nick Monica. Keep an eye on Goodwin at first. He runs pretty well.
Nick Monica flashing some signs down there at third.
Smith very quick to the plate with a slide step, and he misses inside. 1-0. You will not run on that with that slide step and with this catcher. Now, the thing about the slide step is do you lose velocity, and how accurate can you be? 1-0 the count to Hale.
Goodwin with a pretty good lead over at first.
High, 2-0. And again, the slide step. And again, I ask you, how much of an impact does it have on your accuracy and velocity?
Accuracy, I think you're okay, but normally you will lose a little bit, but with what you gain as far as holding a runner and combating the opponent's running game, it's really the way you've got to go.
Missing down 3-0 to Hale. Schmidt is on deck, so no doubt Hale will take a pitch here. 3 balls and no strikes. Tied at 6, bottom of the 7th. Brother Martin and Rummel on 3-0. Hale waits, and here it is. Ball 4, 2 on and 1 out, and Zach Schmidt will bat for the Raiders.
You're starting to get into the danger zone a little bit with this Rummel lineup.
Well, the bullpen's busy for Brother Martin, and here comes Mark Wisniewski to the mound. Let's see what he has in mind. Yeah, he's going to make the change, so Brother Martin's going to go to the bullpen once more and come in with a 4th pitcher here. And we wait to see who emerges from the bullpen. And that's going to be Andrew Buchwald. So Buchwald, the sophomore, is going to come in.
This pitching change brought to you by Rhino Shield of Louisiana. We've got another Rhino Shield pitching change for you. as Buckfall comes in for the Crusaders. Their runners at first and second and one out. Bottom half of the seventh.
Andrew Bothvald, 6 foot 183, a sophomore, and Bothvald on the year. Record of 2-0 and a 2.10 earned run average. He has a save. He's been very good for Brother Martin. 20 innings pitched. He's allowed 6 earned runs, 25 hits in those 20 innings. He's walked only 5, though, and struck out 9. They've had .312 against him. Contact pitcher, but a guy that throws strikes, and that's what you want here after the 2 walks. Give your defense a chance to play.
You'd like to see a ground ball right here, anywhere in the infield, be able to turn it over.
And Rummel would like to see a ground ball that finds a hole.
Absolutely.
So 2 on and 1 out. And an opportunity here for Zach Schmidt to be a hero. Try to end this one in regulation as Mark Wisniewski heads back to the dugout. Outstanding coaching staffs: Mark Wisniewski, Jeff Lupo, Mike Capo, Lance Lacoste. For Rummel, Nick Monica, Lee Russell, Brett Accardo. Here is Zach Schmidt with a base hit and a run scored, 1 for 4. Runner at second, Goodwin. That's the potential winning run. At first, it's Hale. To the plate, Bothvald. That's a strike called. Schmidt was taking all the way. 0-1.
Making a fresh arm out of the pen, throw you a strike.
On the other hand, that might be the best pitch you get to see.
Could be.
Right down the middle with the fastball. 0-1 the count. Bothvald to the plate. Breaking ball beat on the ground to short. Dykeman has to wait to second for 1. Back to first. No. Throw it away. Rummel wins the game. Rummel wins the game on the relay to first, and the Raiders have come up with a winning run on an error in the bottom of the 7th inning to beat Brother Martin by the score of 7-6. And you could see it coming, Danny, because the ball was hit too slowly to turn a double play. That's one of those that you might be better served to just put it away, especially with a runner rounding third base.
And that goes back also to Dykeman being ejected from the game, because that was a different middle infield core there. That was Battle and Johnston.
So an error wins it for the Raiders. A big win for Rummel. 7-6 over Brother Martin. Back in a moment on WHNO. high-quality play of the game. It was brought to you by First NBC Bank, focused on high-quality service and long-term relationships. And battle to Johnston, and he really didn't have a chance here, Danny. And unfortunately for the Crusaders, ball got away. Fortunately for the Raiders, a thrilling victory here tonight. And it tastes great on senior night for the Raiders. Their seniors honor tonight. They celebrate a big 7-6 win over Brother Martin. Rummel improves to 22-10 on the year, 7-3 in the league. Brother Martin to 21-9, 7-3 in the league. That's how even these teams are. If you ever wanted to see the evenness of baseball, the games we showed you this league this year certainly reflected that, in particular in this district, 9-5A with Rummel, Brother Martin, and Jesuit, and the close games that they played. I know you had to be entertained. 7-11-3, 6-8-4 the numbers. Spencer Veit, our Robert Fresh Market player of the game, Danny, and of course, understandably so, because he drove in 3 runs tonight, and a double and a single, and then an RBI ground out. Talented sophomore comes through big for the Crusaders here tonight, brought to you by Robert Fresh Market. As the Crusaders will live to play another day, these two teams are going to be seated in similar fashion. Spencer Veit, our Robert Fresh Market player of the game, as both are going to be top 10 seeds. And Brother Martin will fall anywhere from 6 to 8. Rummel will fall anywhere from 8 to 10, it would appear. So they're in the same neighborhood. Both will play home games. And we look forward to the playoffs. Rummel wins at 7-6. Let's head down to Wayne Barber with victorious head coach Nick Monica. Wayne.
Big win for your team tonight heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, no question about it. This is the time you want to have momentum built up going into the playoffs. You want to be playing your best baseball right now. And the good thing for us was we've had our pitching and defense throughout the year, but offensively we struggled a little bit. And tonight we put up 11 hits and scored 7 runs. So, hopefully this is a sign of things to come for us and pick up a little momentum going into the playoffs.
Congratulations, Coach. Good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you.
Kenny, back up to you.
All right, thanks very much, Wayne. Nick Monica, a very humble, modest young man. As you look at these guys who have had such a great night tonight, the Veits are good players. Rummel is a good team. So is Brother Martin, and both are heading to the playoffs. As Rummel defeats Brother Martin in another thriller tonight, 7-6. Well, Danny, this is our first year of the first NBC Prep Baseball Showcase, and that's why we called it a showcase. Woo! What a year it was. 4 games, 3 games that went down to the wire, 2 extra innings. This one nearly was.
It was a great inaugural season. Very excited about what we were able to do and look forward to doing it some more in the future. Want to once again thank the sponsors. They were outstanding. I know you're going to mention that, but just an exciting year for prep baseball, and it's playoff time. Time for somebody in the New Orleans area to go out and win a championship.
What a pleasure this has been. Thanks for joining us tonight, and another thank to all of the people who helped make the first NBC Bank Prep Baseball Showcase possible. For Danny Ream, Wayne Barber, and our entire WHNO crew, this is Ken Trahan reminding you that our final score tonight was Rummel 7, Brother Martin 6. Until next time, thanks for joining us, and be a good sport. God bless you, one and all. Rounding third and heading home. So long.